Hi, and welcome to question 2 of the 2022 paper 2 of the Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Maths. If you want a copy of the vid notes I'm working off, just send me an email at shanetroy@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe to get access to more playlists. So question 2 here looks like a circle question. Okay, I know that from the equation type or the model type here. So question 2 part A, part 1 says the circle K has equation this, x minus 4 to be squared plus y plus 2 to be squared equals 169. It says write down the center and radius of the circle K. Now this is a digital copy of the maths notes, okay, or the maths table. So I'm looking here probably at area, volume, okay, looking at coordinate geometry. Should have clicked onto that actually. And the equation of a circle is, where is it? So it's the equation, so this is the general form of the equation of a circle with center HK and radius R. Okay, so let's write that onto our page. Okay, so it's, find my pen. So it's x minus h squared plus y minus k all to be squared is equal to 169. Now I'm colorblind, so I just realized that's probably on red pen. It's a bit too teachery for my liking. Now, if I was to compare that to the equation I'm given, we should see some similarities. Okay, if I make sure to write it down properly, it's equal to, now, what am I doing? I made a mistake here. I shouldn't have called that 169. I should have called that r squared. Okay, the actual equation is equal to 169. So you see here the minus h is equal to minus 4. Now if I multiply both sides by negative 1, okay, I'll end up with h is equal to 4. Do the same thing here. The minus k is equal to 2. Now I can multiply both sides by minus 1 to get rid of that minus there. So I'll end up with k is equal to minus 2. So my center is 4 minus 2. Now the radius, okay, so r squared is equal to the 169. Now the best way to get rid of the square there is to square root it. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to both sides. So r is equal to 13. So that's my radius, and that's my center. Now then for part 2 says, is the point 1110 on the circle K inside or outside? Now, if I put 1110 into the equation I was given, and if they are equal, okay, it's on. If it's less than the 169, then it is inside. And if it's greater than 169, it's outside. So I'm going to put my 1110 in. So let me just write that on the page here. Okay, so that's my x and that's my y. So I end up with 11 minus 4 all to be squared plus 10 plus 2 to be squared. Does that equal 169? I put it to the calculator. 11 minus 4 is 7 to be squared. Okay, 7 squared plus 10 plus 2 is 12 squared equals 169. Well, 7 squared is 7 by 7, which is 49, plus 12 squared is 144. Is that equal to 169? No, I probably should use my calculator, but I can probably do this calculation pretty fast. 9 and 4 is 13, carry the 110, 4 and 4 is 8, and 1 is 9. So basically, is 193 equal to 169? Well, no. So it's not on. Okay, it's not that. Is it less than 169? No. So it's not inside. It has to be outside. Now in the notes, okay, I have that done out. Same way. Okay, so there are variations of doing this. You know, there are other ways of doing it. You could have found the distance from the center to the outside. Okay, if that's possible. I could have gotten the distance from the center 4, -2 to the point 1110. If that distance between the 2 points using the distance formula is bigger than 169, it's outside. Whatever, and equal to 169, it's on. Now 1110, if I look at the graph here, 11 on the x, probably here. 10 on the y. So 11, 10, 11 the x, 10 the y would, plus up here, sorry. 11 on the x, 10 the y, it looks like it's there. So it would be outside. Now you're not given this particular thing here, but I just put it in just to illustrate what's actually happening here. Now in the next part here, question 2, part B, says the diagram below shows two circles S and T. The circle S has center 22, 13. So that's illustrated here. The two circles touch at the point 12, 11, which is shown on the diagram. And like I could find that they'll move, this point here will move this distance on here. Okay. I could find the radius if I wanted to, okay, using the distance formula. But they're asking, it says, find the coordinates of another point on the circle S other than 12, 11. Okay, so now I suppose if this is the radius, this point would move this distance to here. If I move that the same distance on here, I should get this point here. So that's translation, okay? So how far would the point 12, 11 have to move to get to 22, 13? So the x value would have to travel 11? No, 10. 10 units, and the y value would have to travel just 2 units. So if I translate that on further, okay, move this 10, I should end up at an x value of 32, and then the y will move 2 units on, I'd end up with 15. So I should end up at the point 32 on the x, 15 on the y. And that's it. Okay, does it make sense? It's going up, see it's going up and going up. So it kind of makes a logical sense in the sense that if you map this onto a diagram, it would make more sense, I guess. So that's the answer. So then part 2 says the radius of the circle T is half the radius of S. Okay, so the radius of circle T, so this radius here, okay, is half of this. Find the coordinates of the center of the circle T. Now, if they're just asking what the radius was, you could find the radius of this and then divide your answer by 2 to get the radius of this. But they're trying to translate this again. If you think about it, if this is half the length of this, like half of R, okay, it's going to travel half the distance, but it's going to travel half the distance in the negative direction. So if this is going negative 10, so from 22, 13 as far as 12, 11, it's going to travel negative 10 on the x, negative 2 on the y. Now, we're traveling on half of that, okay? So from 12, 11 on, we're going to travel half of minus 10, which is minus 5, half of minus 2, which is minus 1. And that should give us our two values. So 12 take away 5 is 7. 11 take away 1 is 10. So the center of circle T is 7, 10. Now, excuse my bad writing, I'm a terrible writer. So we see there in the answer in the notes, okay, it's just trying to get across that to travel in part 1, to travel from 12, 11 on to the center, moves 10 on the x, 2 on the y. We have to do the same distance to get to the other side of the circle. And then looking at the perspective from part 2, we're traveling half the distance in this direction. So we're going down by 10, going down by 2. Now we're moving on half that distance. We're actually going down by 5, so negative 5, going down by negative 1. That's where I get the 7, 10. So I think that's the end of question 2. So as always, if you want to copy the notes I'm working off, just send me an email at shanetroy@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe to get access to more playlists. See you in question 3.